Hey everyone, RogueGold here, and Ubisoft Forward's most recent event, which took place at E3 2021, just concluded a few minutes ago, and so I'm here to give you my full breakdown and reactions to the biggest announcements that went on there. Obviously, being a Division channel, we were looking for some Division news. We got an announcement a few weeks back that there was going to be no news on the Division 2's upcoming content and the Division Heartland, and so that stayed true, obviously, but myself and some others had speculated or wondered if the recently leaked or rumored Division Battle Cats game, which is a crossover or an alleged crossover with Ghost Recon and Splinter Cell, might be on display here. That did not show up. So if you're here for Division, I can tell you right off the bat that there were no Division announcements related whatsoever, even to the movie or anything else at this event. It was a bit unfortunate, but I suspect we will get some before too long, and I will talk about that a little later on in the video. For the other things, though, the majority of the time through this, I was thinking it was a pretty mediocre show. Dare I say it, pretty bad. But as you could probably see in the title, we had some pretty exciting reveals happen right at the end, and I will get to that in due time. But just to go through the events here a little bit, they started off big with Rainbow Six Extraction, which if you're a Rainbow, Six Siege fan, I hope you find that looking cool. I was kind of excited for it. I like Rainbow decently enough. I never got fully into it to, know all the characters and the abilities and know all the interactions there and really get good at the game. I liked it enough, but the graphic style has never really grabbed me. The gameplay has never really grabbed me. And so this is kind of the same feeling I have with Extraction. I was hoping I might latch onto it a little bit more because I like the premise. I know some people have said it's kind of an unnecessary game because they didn't love the event that took place in Six Siege originally. But, They show the gameplay and it just kind of looks the same as Siege. And so because those graphics and gameplay don't really draw me in the first place, I could see myself getting pretty frustrated at this game that takes a lot of precision, a lot of, high action intensity and strategy. I don't think it's going to be for me. I hope some people find it cool. So let me know down below what you think about Extraction. That was probably before the end. That was probably the biggest thing they talked about because everything else was kind of already known. Like I said, this is a pretty mediocre show, I'd have to say. Even if you factor in the big reveal at the end, this is really not a strong showing for Ubisoft. So I'm hoping they're planning another Forward event later in the summer where they can show off some more stuff. Hopefully that's ready then, but who knows. But like I've been talking about this whole time now, they saved it for the very end. We got the reveal of Massive Entertainment, who is the people who make the Division's other game that they're working on, one of them, which is Avatar Frontiers of Pandora. This is the Avatar game that they've been working on ever since, I want to say 2017. They basically split the studio into two, where you have the main team that was working on the Division and the Division 2 and is now working on Star Wars, and then you have this other half of the studio, which I think even works in a separate building, that has been working on this Avatar game for years and years and years. And so I was wondering and really hoping that we were going to see it today, and we did. The trailer footage will be playing in the background, and it's no gameplay. They didn't show any gameplay for this one reveal, but it still looks very gorgeous. I think we could all, if you've seen that Avatar movie, the James Cameron movie from 2000... I don't even know what year it was, but that world of Pandora is very gorgeous. And so we kind of expected it to be that way, and they certainly proved that here. This game is going to look great and hopefully play great, even though we didn't get some footage. They did cut a few times to a first-person perspective in this trailer, and so that leads me to believe if that's what the game will actually be. I was hoping it was third-person, just because I kind of enjoy those types of games more usually, and, Massive has a strong track record with that perspective in the Division games, but if they want to go first person, if that's what the game calls for, then so be it. I guess we'll see when the gameplay finally drops. It's not confirmed that that's what it's going to be, but I just noticed there were a few times where they kept cutting back to first-person perspectives, and so I'm curious if that is what it will end up being. Other than that, unless they're, releasing more online as I speak, there's really no other info thus far, except at the very end of the trailer, we did get a slide saying that it is releasing in 2022, which I assume is the end of the year to line up when, with that next Avatar movie that's coming out. There's like 4 sequels to that first one that are coming, and I think the first one is releasing now at the end of next year after several delays, and so I assume this will line up with that release for that kind of, cross-marketing deal. But the other really big detail that was thrown in at the end there on that same slide with the release date is that if you look down at the platforms that this is coming on, it is next-gen only. This game is going to be Massive's first endeavor that will be fully next-gen only, and I think that is really, really exciting. I'm actually kind of surprised, because based on how a lot of the devs that have been talking, it sounded like we wouldn't really get a fully next-gen game from them, at least Massive, for a few years, because Ubisoft in general likes to keep, and, a lot of publishers for for monetary sake, they like to keep the market open so that they can sell as many copies even on those old platforms when games could potentially be next gen. But, you know, for the type of game that I assume this is going to be, which is a sprawling open world with really high graphical fidelity, I really think it does call for being next gen only, and I'm really excited that it's going to be. I really expect some big things with that announcement, with that detail shown here. And I think it also pretty much confirms that the eventual Division 3 will 100% be next gen only, because it's certainly going to come out after this Avatar game, and if that's going to be next gen only and then they were to go back on that, that would be pretty weird. So I assume Division 3 now is confirmed to be 100% next gen only when we do eventually get it in a few years. And so that's really exciting, and I eagerly await more info on this Avatar game. I really do think that Massive has pretty much proved themselves now to be one of the crown jewels in Ubisoft's portfolio of studios. I think they're pretty much one of the highest end, developers they have, and I think they really make some beautiful, intricate, awesome, just phenomenal games, and so I'm really excited to check this out. Anything that Massive does, I'm obviously going to check out because the Division is so fantastic. And so I'm sure this is going to live up to that standard and hopefully exceed it as their latest and greatest adventure. All right, guys, and that is going to do it for this E3 2021 Ubisoft Forward Division, somewhat based coverage of the event. Thank you all so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and be sure to subscribe with notifications on so you can be updated every time I upload. As I said, there was no Division news today, unfortunately, but I do expect that we will soon get word about there being another Ubisoft Forward event coming later in the year. If you remember, last year, I don't remember when their first one was, but then they announced after they did their first one, it was around the same time as E3, if not during it, like this one was. They announced a secondary one that happened, I believe, in September. That's where we got some of the news about Seasons 3 and 4 for the Division 2. I expect, and, I'm sure soon we'll hear some sort of announcement like that, whether it happens again in September or a month, before or after that. Somewhere around there, I expected another one of those to take place, and I 100% think we will see Division 2 and Heartland there, considering that at least Division 2 has been stated multiple times now to be on track to release by the end of the year, the new content that is. So for sure we're going to see that sometime soon. If not, they might do even a standalone Division event somewhere, whether it's like a state of the game thing virtually, or they even do some big presentation showing all the Division universe things that are coming. One of those events will 100% take place in the next few weeks and months, so keep your eyes out for that, and we will get news before too long, I guarantee. But yeah, I think that's going to do it. Thank you again, everyone, so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, and until the next one, guys, RogueGold out.